The single incident between Joe Rogan and Carlos Mencia stunned the comedy community and would lead to the end of one of LA's most successful comedians. Even though this transpired in 2007, it's still frequently talked about today. Keep watching to learn of the wild drama between Joe Rogan and Carlos Mencia. Joe Rogan was born in Newark, New Jersey in 1967, and he's a successful comic and podcast host. He's also seen fame through his brief acting career and his role as a UFC mixed martial arts commentator. Rogan's career began after relocating to Los Angeles in 1994 and signing a contract with Disney to act in several television shows. He started working for the UFC in 1997, and he released his first comedy special in 2000. Rogan temporarily paused his comedy career after becoming the host of Fear Factor, but after the show's end in 2006, he would resume his comedy career. In 2009, Rosa launched his own podcaster called The Joe Rogan Experience. The podcast has gained massive amounts of support. The podcast is free, and today it's one of the world's most popular podcasts as a result. The podcast has seen a diverse array of guests, including political figures like Andrew Yang, Bernie Sanders, and Ben Shapiro. Notable journalists have also been featured on the show, including the likes of Malcolm Gladwell, Dr. Cornel West, and Ken Jungwirth. Rogan has been able to use his diverse connections to his advantage by featuring boxer Mike Tyson, UFC president Dana White, and comics like Joe Diaz, Kevin Hart, and Russell Brand. Mencia was born in San Pedro Sula, Honduras, to Mexican mother Magdalena and Honduran father Robert. Mencia was the 17th of 18 children in his family. He was raised by his aunt and uncle in East Los Angeles. Although it was difficult, Mencia managed to stay out of trouble for the most part in high school and was actually quite a good student. After a successful performance at an open mic at the Laugh Factory, Mencia left his electrical engineering major at California State University. After some notable local success in LA, Mencia was chosen to host HBO's Loco Slam in 1994. Mencia would go on to host Funny is Funny in 1998. Mencia had a successful stand-up tour in 2001 with two other comics. Together they became known as the Three Amigos. Mencia also landed 2 comedy specials on HBO, earning him a CableACE Award. In 2005, Mencia got his own comedy show called Mind of Mencia with Comedy Central. After the show's second season, it became Comedy Central's second highest rated show, behind South Park. After the show's cancellation in 2008, Mencia's greatest success was his role in a Super Bowl commercial for Bud Light. In 2010, a Wall Street Journal article named Mencia as one of the most hated stand-up comedians of all time, and today this is still the case in the comedy community. The incident between Rogan and Mencia had a massive impact on both comics. It would lead to Rogan being banned from Los Angeles' largest comedy club for years, and the end of Mencia's career. This incident has reshaped how those in the comedy community view material plagiarism and joke stealing. At the peak of Mencia's career, people started accusing him of stealing jokes and concepts. In 2007, on Howard Stern's show, fellow comedian George Lopez accused him of stealing 13 minutes of material and including it in his HBO comedy special. Another comedian, Ari Shaffar, who's a good friend of Rogan, confronted Mencia at the Comedy Store regarding a joke he had stolen from him when he was the opening act for Mencia. The joke in question was a joke about kicking illegal Mexican immigrants out of America, and in response to Shaffar's claims, all Mencia had to say was, "You never opened for me," and "Do you really think a Jewish guy came up with that joke?" As you can imagine, people were beginning to dislike Mencia, and at this point, Mencia's reputation as a joke thief was steadily developing. The career-ending moment took place in the Comedy Store in 2007 and involved an onstage altercation between Mencia and Rogan. The face-off involved Rogan infamously calling Mencia out for years of plagiarism and joke theft. Similar to his response in Shaffar's claims, Mencia blindly denied the claims and tried to divert the subject by insulting Rogan. Despite this, Rogan knew what he was talking about, and it was clear that the crowd supported him. The single moment was the single most crushing hit Mencia's career took. Rogan gained massive amounts of respect from the comedy community for holding Mencia responsible and risking his career in the process. Obviously, the standoff didn't come without its consequences for Rogan. Within the next week, Rogan had been banned from the comedy club for 2 years because he had uploaded the footage on the internet. The backlash Rogan received led to his agents dropping him. Back then, Mencia was better known than Rogan, and he had a larger fan base. This makes Rogan's acts of comic justice even more courageous and admirable. In retrospect, the incident actually ended up working to Rogan's benefit, as the respect he received in the comedy community led to significant career growth. Following the incident, Mencia tried to make a career comeback, but he was unsuccessful in resuscitating his career. In 2011, he attempted to go back to the television industry with the release of his documentary Carlos Mencia, New Territory. But it would appear that the damage was already done. Mixed reviews led to the documentary becoming a flop and his career never bouncing back. Click the subscribe and notification bell to stay up to date with your favorite celebrity and athletes. Want to see a video about your favorite celebrity or athlete? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to hit the like button.